Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to the 6 p.m. news in the Queen's language. We begin right away with our major stories. Teachers in Cameroon have joined the world to celebrate the 28th edition of World Teachers' Day this October 5th, 2022. A day set aside to look into the plight of teachers and find lasting solutions. Graduates from ANAs and INSEADs will have to embrace new modalities before insertion into the public service upon graduation. Modalities were presided, the ceremony was presided by the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms in Yaoundé, October 5, 2022. We will be discovering the new modalities in this news edition. Tomatoes farmers in Fako Division, in Southwest region, have been equipped with farm products and chemicals by the Southwest Development Authority aimed at boosting the production during this period when Cameroon is facing economic hardship. We have developments in this newscast. Thanks very much for joining us, dear viewers. We'll begin right away where candidates or laureates of ENS and INSERT will have to go through or respect some modalities before they are being inserted into the public service. We have this report with Afu Gislaine as she tells us the different modalities that Minister of Basic Education voiced out on how they are supposed to go about in this report. Let's watch.
Expected to be handled during a slated period of 90 days, with stipulated dates to be respected at each level of treatment, has seen a presentation of the new processing modalities of insertion files of laureates from the teachers' training colleges into the public service. These presentations, which were done by officials of the teachers' training colleges, service heads at the Ministry of Public Service, and regional delegates, was so as to throw more light on the various documents to be constituted for integration. Organized on the event of the celebration of the International Teachers' Day, this working session is one which is considered timely to ensure the effective treatment of files and integration of these teachers into the public service after training.
The board chair of Sonamin, no other person but Jackson Betty Amogo, has been fully installed into active functions. The installation ceremony took place yesterday, presided by the Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development. Camtis Television was present during the installation ceremony, and this is the report. Handshake of confidence and blessings as the newly installed board chair of Sonamin, Jackson Betty Amoko from the East region, takes the mantle of leadership in the mining sector. A ceremony filled with joy and gratitude.
I have a feeling of gratitude, joy and satisfaction. That is why I thank firstly the Almighty God who inspired the head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, to put his trust on my modest person.
Words of congratulations and encouragement to the new board chair, as much is yet to be done.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Betty Amoko for what I told him. Our country will begin exploitation of his mineral resources. There is many job for him to do.
Assurance of support towards greater achievements, thus needs for collaboration.
To work in collaboration with all the administrators, with the Director General of Sonamin, and to be on the field, to work, to follow with the Director General what will be done on the field. I will control it, and I assure him of my support.
Much aware of the task ahead, the dynamic team is a plus towards achieving great.
Je compte sur l'équipe. I am counting on the young and dynamic team that I have met in place to better carry out the missions that have been given to us by the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya.
Cameroon begins the era of exploiting mineral resources with the second newly installed boss of Sonamin, noted for his intellectual, technical and material capabilities. A ceremony, October 4th, 2022 in Yaoundé, filled with celebrations that ends well with the mining family. We now move over to the southwest region of Cameroon, where the Southwest Development Authority, SOWEDA, has provided some chemicals and materials to farmers who are concentrating only in tomato production. It is a way to see how to encourage tomato farmers and to boost the production of tomatoes, especially during this period when Cameroon is going through some economic crisis. We have developments of this news with
the Southwest Development Authority, SOWEDA, has donated some bags of fertilizers, chemicals and farm input to some tomato farmers of Fcfa division in the Southwest region to boost their agricultural yield. The donation exercise took place at the headquarters in Boya on Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. The message behind the donation is clear.
It's very interested in producing tomatoes, and the production over the years keeps on increasing. That is why we thought it wise to give support to these farmers. And one of the areas that they actually need the support is in the area of input. So we're accompanying them this first season. This is the first time that the Southwest Development Authority is getting involved in supporting tomato farmers. Boosting the production of tomatoes and other smaller farm produce in the Southwest region, according to the General Manager of SOWEDA, is imperative. The difficulties that farmers are facing, the message of diversification is very important. And if farmers have to diversify their sources of income, they have to go also to promote the production of some of the crops that are more or less neglected, I would say, by the various extension services. Those who have been in Boya here long enough, they will know that in Boya, at one time there was a specific tomato that was referred to as Boya tomatoes. And that tomato today is not... The beneficiaries say the donation is timely and therefore extended their sincere gratitude to the Southwest Development Authority.
From gratitude to SOWEDA for this input. It's really very timely. I just transplanted some weeks ago, and with the MPK and the Metropole, it's going to save me from, weeding. I will not have to spend weeding anymore.
The gesture from SOWEDA today like this, it appears to me like it's manna from above. So it has come at a time when tomato farmers are in deep need of fertilizer.
With the present economic hardship affecting the globe in general caused by the crisis in Ukraine, SOWEDA is committed to boost the production of basic commodities and promote the consumption of made-in-Cameroon products.
We now talk health, where this month of October is being observed as a pink month, that is a month dedicated to raise awareness on the breast cancer, a period during which women are being educated on how to prevent breast cancer or to how to personally identify whether they have breast cancer and the different ways to cure breast cancer. Afu Gislen in this report tries to tell us what breast cancer is all about and how to go about it. Let's watch.
Designated as a Pink Month, October every year has been set aside for global efforts to raise awareness on breast cancer, a month where efforts are being put in place by health institutions and organizations to educate everyone about the disease, its early identification and signs and symptoms associated. This annual campaign that raises awareness about breast cancer impact, its causes, prevention and diagnosis and treatment is one put aside to promote mammography as the most effective method to prevent breast cancer, an illness whose risk factors are very complex, is related to a woman's hormonal status. Its prevention strategies that prevent a cancerous process from developing include lifestyle change and testing to detect the disease before symptoms occur. Secondary preventions of breast cancer are seen to include screening in an attempt to detect the disease at early stages for successful treatment. Nevertheless, health experts recommend women to undergo preventive examinations systematically and tests such as breast self-exam, ultrasound of the mammary glands, mammography, genetic testing in order to enable them stay healthy and safe.
We now talk education. Today, October 5th, 2022, is being observed worldwide as World Teachers Day, celebrated under the theme, The Transformation Begins with Teachers. A ceremony in relation to this day, it was organized at the Yaoundé Sports Complex, presided by the Minister of Basic Education, Laurence Etudingwa. It was an opportunity to see how to better the living and working conditions of teachers in Cameroon. We have details with Jarati Nase.
They are the models of all profession, they are the engines of development in the world at large, and they deserve to be celebrated for their hard work and dedication in bringing up the leaders of tomorrow.
The transformation of education begins with teachers. Means that at the very beginning, teachers themselves must change. This entails reinforcing teachers' personnel and improving their management. Hence, going to conclusion of a global survey carried out in 2021 by UNESCO and UNICEF, the World Bank and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and published last July, showed that 69 million additional teachers would be needed to secure primary and secondary education worldwide come 2030.
Despite the health and security challenges faced, these teachers are still committed in doing what they know best, and focusing on improving their working and living conditions is imperative.
The government acknowledges your pivotal role in the society and remains open to provide you with needed training, capacity building, support and working conditions, which will require to deploy your talents. Educational recovery will be made better only if undertaken in association with teachers, that is, providing you with space for expression. And in Cameroon, you are speaking. Nobody can ban you to speak.
Celebrating this 28th edition of World Teachers Day was equally an opportunity for some of these teachers to be honored with academic medals.
I've been teaching for more than 20 years today. It is to recognize all that I've done, is to push forward, so that I could continue to improve on my teaching methods for me to transform against the students.
To change the education, you must first of all start with the teacher. The teacher is at the center of the education, and we are hoping that with this new team, teachers will do their best so that we can be able to transform our society.
Though some measures have already been put in place by the government to ensure the well-being of teachers, they are called upon to exercise patience, for everything will take shape in less than no time.
We now take you out of the country, where Burkina Faso's new leader, Ibrahim Traoré, has promised a Burkinabe population on his promise to pass over power to civilians latest July 2024. This was facilitated with the assistance of ECOWAS. We have these and other stories in this report. ECOWAS mediator Muhammadu Issoufou has reaffirmed his commitment to the Burkinabe people after a press briefing with Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's new strongman. Burkina Faso's new leader promised to keep the commitments made in July by the previous leadership regarding the organization of elections and the return of civilians to power by July 2024 at the least. For almost 7 years, Burkina Faso has been facing conflicts with military groups linked to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Maintaining success of Burkina Faso's security is ECOWAS' prime objective. The port city in northern Mozambique, Mocimboa, liberated a year ago, is slowly coming back to life, as at least 9,000 people forced to flee Mocimboa, the prairie due to armed rebel attacks are returning to their areas of origin. After more than a year in rebel hands, the town was looted and almost all public and private infrastructures were destroyed, as well as water, power, communication and hospital systems. Moroccan cannabis farmers are feeling desperate when it comes to the drug trade, according to the head of Reef Mountains Association. The cannabis farmers are facing stiff competition from hemp produced in Europe and want the government to speed up the implementation of the 2021 law legalizing the industrial and medicinal use of cannabis. Grown in the Reef region for centuries, and it has been a major source of illicit hemp smoke into Europe, thus causing authorities to turn a blind eye to the trade of cannabis in Morocco. Officials think it is important not to rush the implementation of the legalization project. And dear viewers, that was the package we had for you, a recap of our major stories. Teachers in Cameroon have joined the world to commemorate the 28th edition of World Teachers' Day, celebrated under the theme, "The Transformation Begins with Teachers." A ceremony was organized today at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex, presided by the Minister of Basic Education, during which the plight of teachers were being looked into to see how to ameliorate their working and living conditions. And now over to something else. Teachers upon graduation from ENS and INSET will have to embrace new modalities before their insertion into public service upon graduation. This was presented by the Minister of Administrative Reforms during a ceremony that took place today in Yaoundé. And we move over to the Southwest region, where the Southwest Authority Development Group have donated some materials and farm products to tomato farmers in the Fako division, a way to see how to boost tomato production, especially during this period when Cameroon is facing economic crisis. Thanks for watching. By God's grace, tomorrow we'll meet again. Goodbye.